the clink of silverware, the smell of roasted ham. And then her voice, sharp as crystal breaking. "Lighten up! I want the master bedroom renovated when we move into your new luxury house." My brother grinned, arms slung around her chair. "It's only fair. We'll be living there long term." The table erupted in laughter. My mother tittered. My father gave an approving nod. I didn't laugh. I just sipped my coffee, calm, silent. They thought it was a joke. It wasn't. It was a declaration. Growing up, my brother was the heir, the golden child. Every win he had was celebrated with fireworks. Every mistake covered with excuses. Me, I was the afterthought. Too serious, too quiet, too inconvenient. When he crashed his car, they gave him another. When I graduated with honors, they barely showed up. But I loved them anyway. I thought maybe, someday, they'd see me. They never did. The betrayal wasn't one moment. It was years stacked like bricks until they formed a wall. The business I built from nothing, they called it luck. The house I bought with my own hands, they called it family property. And now, my brother and his fiancée had the audacity to claim the master bedroom. At my table, in front of me. They thought I'd roll over. They forgot I don't play the fool. I didn't argue at brunch. I didn't remind them whose name was on the deed. I simply smiled, nodded, and served dessert. Because I already had a plan. My brother was careless with secrets. Always had been. Passwords written on sticky notes, loans hidden in plain sight. For months, I'd been collecting. Every lie, every debt, every email he thought no one would read. And then there was the fiancée. Her shopping addiction, her side chats with men she thought no one knew about. Screenshots, receipts, proof. I wasn't going to shout. I was going to show. Step 1, I invited him to help with my business's live stream. He loved attention, loved the idea of being seen as powerful. He agreed instantly. Step 2, I queued the documents. A slideshow, hidden in plain sight on my system. All I had to do was click once. Step 3, I waited. 24 hours after brunch, my phone rang. My mother, hysterical. "Dear God, Max, what is he reading on camera?" I leaned back in my chair, watching the stream from my own screen. There he was, my brother, live, in front of thousands of my clients and investors. At first, he read with a smirk, thinking he was improvising. Then his face paled. Because the words weren't scripted. They were his bank statements, his unpaid debts, his begging emails for loans he never repaid. The chat exploded. Laughing emojis, shocked comments, screenshots spreading like wildfire. And then, slide by slide, came her messages. His fiancée, flirting with strangers, calling him pathetic, admitting she was only with him for money. He froze. She screamed off camera. The feed cut. But it was too late. Calls poured in, from my parents, from my brother, from numbers I didn't recognize. I didn't answer. I just let the silence sit, the same silence they'd given me for years. The fallout was immediate. Investors pulled from his side projects. Her family withdrew their engagement blessing. My parents, for once, had no defense. The golden child was tarnished, live on camera. And I stood untouched. That night, he showed up at my door, eyes bloodshot, hands shaking. "You ruined me," he spat. I studied him, the same brother who'd laughed at brunch, who thought he could claim what was mine. "You ruined yourself," I said calmly. "I just let the world see." He collapsed against the railing, defeated. For the first time, I saw him not as my rival, but as small. My parents begged me to fix it, to help him recover. I reminded them of the brunch table, of the laughter. And then I reminded them of one truth. I owe them nothing. In the weeks that followed, the balance shifted. My business thrived. Clients admired my transparency. Investors doubled down, impressed by how I handled crisis. My brother disappeared from public view. His fiancée vanished with him. And my parents? They stopped laughing. Do I regret it? No. Because this wasn't just revenge. It was reclamation. For every birthday they forgot, for every achievement they dismissed, for every time they told me to be more like him, I wasn't the shadow anymore. I was the reckoning. The house is quiet now. Every room mine. The master bedroom untouched. Waiting. Not for them. Never for them. People think revenge requires rage. It doesn't. It requires patience, control, and the perfect stage. My brother thought the world would always laugh with him. Now, the only sound left is silence.